Good morning. Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances. I hope you guys are ready to get this day started. I hope you're having a marvelous day so far. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I thank everybody for taking time out to come and join the morning show. Good morning, Trenda. Join the morning show and hang out with us in the mornings. I hope that we are giving you guys information that you like and need and want. So I thank you for joining. I thank you for sharing too, for sharing all of our videos. That's the most important, because now that we know, we are charged with sharing it with somebody else. And so that means we share this information. I took my glasses off to clean them and then forgot to put them back on. I hope you guys enjoyed the show on yesterday. We talked about are you living your fears or are you living your dreams? In today's, I forgot Lynn's topic. She posted it already this morning, so we're waiting for her to join in this morning and get us started with our quote for the day. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, good morning. How are you?
I'm Peachy. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. You know, it's my mini me birthday today,
Oh
so
yeah.
we
Happy
already
birthday,
getting
Malachi.
on 10 this morning. And y'all, just to be warned, your timeline gonna be filled today. So
That's
just
all
letting
right.
you know in advance. Cause it's my little mini me's birthday today. Yes, we're only a couple of days apart. So that's what is super exciting. But guys, thank you so much for joining us for the Fearless Morning Show. Good morning, Trenda. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Jackie. Thank you everyone for connecting with us this morning. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family. Share this in the community, because there's someone out there who needs to hear this message. Maybe they don't know it just yet, because sometimes we will allow pride to get in the way of what it is that we need to do, especially when it comes to our money. We'll say it quickly. She don't sign my paycheck. How's she gonna tell me what to do with my money? And I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your money, but I'm trying to help people to level up, right? So we talk about building generational wealth all the time, but Trevor Ott said something that was very transformational for me. He said it's not just about generational wealth. Generational wealth is selfish. You're building for just your family, but we're talking about transcendent wealth, helping to help raise other people up to be wealthy as well. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what it is that we're trying to do. I just didn't have the right terminology for it at the time. So y'all, we're talking about transcendent wealth. We're changing the name of the game today. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you for joining us as well. So guys, when we talk about this today for our financial confession and conversation, I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, I said it, America's #1. And the reason I said I am called the financial rebound coach, guys, because I understand that things happen to you in life, especially when it comes to your finances. We all hit hurdles. We all hit road bumps. We all have emergencies. We all fall down. But the beauty of it is you can get back up. Just like in basketball, when you throw that ball up there and you miss, it's okay. You can get the rebound. Somebody on your team got your back. That's what we're doing this morning, guys. What are the things that we can do in our finances? So I'm hyped today. It's my little mini me, and he comes in with the basketball. It's my mini me's birthday. That was just so timely. In that, but he's 8 years old today, y'all. So wish my mini me happy birthday. I'm also gonna be posting it today. Just pre-warning you, it'll be all on Facebook. I already had a video ready to go. It's being uploaded as we speak. But our topic today, I digress, y'all. I'm telling you, we already on 10 over here. We got it. hurry up and get out of here too. But today's topic, what are those 3 steps to change your financial situation? And the steps may be different from what you're currently doing. And if they're not, then that's okay. Then you need to level up as well. However, the number one thing that I hear from women when I talk to them about investing is, I love to invest. That's great information, but I can't afford it. And what I need for you to understand, thank you, Charlene. I'll make sure that I tell him, thank you, Jackie. I'll make sure that he knows that he stepped out for a moment because he's super excited running up and down the stairs right now. And yesterday he made a roller coaster on the staircase, y'all. I was about to go crazy. I'm like, boy, if your head goes through that wall, we're gonna have some problems. He made a roller coaster on the staircase. Jojo, you might have to try it out since you on your Be Fearless journey, trying to do things different. Malachi built a roller coaster on the staircase, y'all. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to these 3 steps to change your financial future. We'll revisit that conversation, Jojo, at the end of the show. But what I hear oftentimes is, I love to invest, but I can't afford it, right? I'd love to invest, but I can't afford it. And dare I say, guys, when we talk about investing, it's telling your money where to go rather than your money simply leaving. And one of the number one things that I want to share with you, oftentimes when you think about it, when you're in your young years, when you're in your 20s, most of the time it's okay, right? It's acceptable. It's the norm. Good morning, Risa. Thank you for joining. It's the norm for us, right? To, say, okay, they're young. They don't have any money yet. But once you get up in age, once you get up in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, things need to be done differently. There are some things that we should be doing. We should be, as we know, most of us, right? And many of us, dare I say every name that I've called out on this broadcast, or the people who join us on this broadcast, typically believe in a higher power. They believe in God, and they believe that we're meant to have an abundant life, right? We're meant to live life abundantly. However, many of us are not doing that. We're not doing that. So what's happening? What's going wrong? Where did we miss the boat? Where did we fall off track? Where did we get out of alignment, if you will, right? With what it is that we're supposed to be doing, because we're called to do these things. So what I want to share with you this morning, the number one thing, somebody write this down, and maybe you go ahead and type it in the notes if you can. If you are not driving, I know some of you may be driving to your different destinations, to work, to your, to do what you do in the mornings. But the number one thing that must happen is to change your thinking. That changes your behaviors, and then that leads to the habits, right? Change your thinking, that changes your behaviors, and that leads to habits, because the habits that we take on are very important in regards to how we live our lives. And that's in any area, not just in your finances. But because I am America's #1 financial rebound coach, I'm intentionally focusing on the finances this morning. So what we have to do is take responsibility, take ownership for the thoughts that we're telling ourselves, the behaviors that we're doing, and the habits we are developing that are going to allow us to, and I know y'all tired of hearing it, but it's okay, I'm about to bust it out, live your best life. I saw a post the other day on Facebook, and one of the ladies said, if I hear live your best life one more time, I'm gonna shoot somebody. I'm gonna go crazy. And I get that. But the thing is, the challenge here is, guys, once you start really living your best life, you understand that, and you don't have a problem with people saying that. You don't have a problem with the idea of you being able to do that. So I do challenge you in your thinking today, in your behaviors and in your patterns, because we cannot continue to just blame it on what's happening around us. Even though as much as we would love to, I would love to blame Trump for everything that's happening right now. I would love to blame the economy for, when we don't do well. You love to blame your boss when things are not going well at right. You love to blame your spouse, right? When things are not going right at home. You love to blame your kids when they're not doing right. See, we love to blame others. But dare I say, when we flip the script, when you flip that script and start taking responsibility and start looking at things differently, and you say, wait a minute, and like JoJo talks about all the time, it's around that brain science. Once you start triggering and telling your mind something different, once you ask yourself an empowering question, yeah, and it is. You're right. It is so much easier to blame someone else. It is so much easier because it's innate. It started in childhood, right? And it's the craziest thing. Even with my little one, when he was a baby, he would hurt himself. He would bump into the wall, y'all know, and the wall doesn't move, right? The wall would not move. But he would come to me crying, and he would say, Mommy, that wall hurt me. And I'll go over there and act like I'm whipping the wall. Wall, you better leave my baby alone, right? See, it's so much easier to blame someone else instead of me saying, well, baby, that wall doesn't move, and you walk right into it, right? Giving them a dose of tough love. See, and it is absolutely easier to blame someone else. But when you take ownership of that thing, you empower yourself to make the changes that you need to make. And dare I say it, here it go, here it go. Here's the word you don't want to hear. Live your best life, right? Create the life that you want to live ultimately. And I joke about it, but guys, it is around you taking the ownership and doing the things that you need to do to get to your next. So you attract what you put out, is what I'm saying to you today. You attract what you put out, and we hear it over and over and over. Guys, your words have power. Your words have power. And I know many of us do not subscribe to or buy into what they call the law of attraction, but do know that your words have power. Anytime that you say, I cannot afford it, then bada bing, that happens. You cannot afford it. If you say, then I will figure out how I can afford it, and not only how I can afford it, but I will figure out how it will help me to make money, bada bing, that thing happens for you. I remember, guys, back in, this was when we were living in Charlotte. This was in the early years of our marriage. So my husband and I have been married over 20 years, y'all. And this was in the early years of our marriage. And I remember saying to myself at that time, and I remember having this conversation with my husband when we were in college. He had a poster of a certain BMW on his wall over his bed when we were in college, right? And do you not know, to this day, he has that BMW sitting out there in the driveway, that he had that poster. And he told me when we were in college, I'm going to have that car. I'm going to have that car. It's just the manifestation of the things that you want. See, guys, your words have power. And once you start thinking that way, you start acting that way, you develop behaviors, and those behaviors become habits. So that's key number one, y'all. That's key number one. Key number two, guys, once you start thinking about things differently, then create a plan. You say, wait a minute, Lynn, this is common sense. Yeah, I know it's common sense, but common sense is not so common these days. These are simple things that we know that we should be doing on a regular basis, but oftentimes we don't do them because we let other stuff get in the way. Stop allowing stuff to stop you from doing what it is that you know you need to do, because you want to procrastinate, because you want to put it off, right? And I get it, and I understand that. You talking to the queen of procrastination over here at one time. I would wait until the last minute to do everything I know I need to do, then try to hurry up and rush. Try to rush and get it done.
Yes.
But you have to create a plan for yourself to change, right? So you got to identify what it is. If you say at this moment, if you have told yourself, well, I don't have money to do that, then you create a plan to get money. You devise what is this vehicle for making money that's going to allow me to be able to invest, if and only if it's a priority for you, right? And you hear me say this over and over. You have to have a goal. And not only do you have to have a goal, you need to know why you want that, right? Why is that a goal for you? Of course, many of us were the queens of procrastination, right? And why are we procrastinating if we're just going to be real about it? Why are we procrastinating? Because there are so many other things that come on in front of us. There's so many other things on our to-do list. So we're prioritizing and putting other people ahead of what it is that we need to do for ourselves. See, we'll run out there, we will run and do things for other people. But when it comes to getting things done for ourselves, we will push it all down on the list, push it down, push it down, push it down, right? Instead of going out there to do it. And then once we develop that habit, then of course it becomes easy to procrastinate. It becomes easy to push those things aside that you need to do, that you need to focus on, because you're out there trying to do for someone else. And I'm not saying be selfish by no stretch of the imagination. But as Lisa Nichols always said, you serve better from a full cup than you do from an empty cup. Right? You can serve someone better from a full cup than from an empty cup. So, in the third thing, guys, the third key that I'm going to give you this morning, because we do need to get out of here and keep it moving today. The third thing that I want to share with you this morning, and that's true, it becomes your life story to do for others over yourself, because that's just what we do. But we also have to recognize we got to take care of us too. We must. It's a non-negotiable. And then once you see it as such, you'll change the way. And then the beauty of that, guys, is once you do that, then you'll see that you can do so much more, because you feel rejuvenated. You're revived. You're back to 110%, dare I say, right? You're back to the old you. But you have to make that a priority, right? So the 3 steps to changing your financial situation, guys. The first one that I gave you was to change your thinking, your behavior, and your habits. Change those things that you're doing. Once you change your thinking around it, then you need to plan it out for yourself. Well, so what is the plan? What are the steps you're going to take? What are the things that you're going to do to manage this? And then finally, the third thing to change your financial situation, guys, is to properly manage your money. You'd be like, what? That's too simple. That's too easy, right?
Ain't easy.
You say that sounds too simple. That sounds too easy, but it's the truth. And it's the simple things oftentimes that we miss, right? Because when it's too easy, we say, well, that possibly can't work. That sounds too easy. And without even giving it a chance oftentimes. So we got to look at that. And then you have to go back also and recognize and understand what are those things that you brought with you. JoJo said she was talking about the generational fear, right, from getting on the planes. But there's generational money matters that you've also inherited, right? Things that have come along. Good morning.
Mama.
Okay.
The from you.
I just can't bring myself to say that. I cannot. Because if my mom were on here, she's actually upstairs today. If my mom were on there, she'd be like, what are you saying to, isn't that your elders? Didn't I teach you to respect? So, and I just can't make my mouth.
I'm the same way.
I cannot. But I digress. So guys, when you go through the keys to changing your situation ultimately lie with you, right? And as we start out on this journey, no, you cannot control everything, but there are definitely some things you can control. And I get that we all fall on hard times. I was actually talking to one of my friends on yesterday, and she was sharing with me a story about a lady here in Gwinnett County who has been evicted from, she was evicted from the same place 32 times. Y'all didn't hear me. 32 times over it was a period of like 6 years. And what they were doing, she was a day or two late on her rent, okay, at this apartment complex. She was a day or two late on her rent. And what they do is they slap that we're going to start the eviction process notice on your door immediately. But then they come back and they told her that if you pay the court costs, if you pay, all of these fees that are associated with it, then you're going to be able to stay. And this lady was a single mother. She was working out at, I think it was Emory University. Don't quote me on that, but you can go find the story in the AJC. She was, her son was going to one of the local high schools here in the area, and she wanted to keep her baby in that school. And she continued every time she turned around, she was a day or two late. They followed the same process and they evicted her, tried or attempted to evict her 32 times. And see, I get it, y'all. That's why I'm saying I'm the financial rebound coach. And I'm telling y'all, when we didn't experience 32 times, but we did experience, when we were in Charlotte, we were living in our apartment. The apartment complex came to us and there was an eviction notice on our door. And we were like, what? Right? I'm like, no, they're not trying to put us out. And we paid, but they put a notice on our door and said that they were going to start the eviction process if we did not pay by the close of the day, the next day, close of day, or something like that. And luckily, we had so at that time we were paying with cashier's checks. Mm-hmm. We had gone to the bank, gotten the cashier's check, taken it, and paid the rent. But we didn't put the apartment number on the check. So they immediately went to the eviction process. They immediately put the paper on our door, said they were going to evict us. So I could relate to that scenario, but luckily for us, we kept the when you get a cashier's check, they also give you the receipt part at the bottom, that tearaway receipt part. So we were able to take that up there to them. Because they were trying, as soon as we got in there, they were immediately trying to charge us the extra fees. And we were like, no, you will not, because we have the receipt that this was in here on this day. It was in there on time. And she was like, well, I got to go get my manager. They had a worse attitude
that happened to me
when you living in these places. But anywho, she went and got her manager. We explained the situation. And I'm like, we should not have to be going through this whatsoever. Right? And I understand there are situations and circumstances that come on us. And this lady, she was doing her best. She was working like she's supposed to work. She had her child at the high school. She wanted her baby to graduate from that high school. So she would drive an hour each direction. Dare I say more than an hour with this traffic around these parts, to get to work just to keep her job and keep her baby at that same school so he can graduate. But y'all, they evicted her they started the eviction process 32 times. And then eventually she left. They had to evict her because she said the fees were so much that it put her in such a strain. She was so overwhelmed from the process. That was something that she didn't, plan for, right? She planned for her regular bills, but every time these extra fees kept coming on her. And I get that and I understand that. See, that's an extreme circumstance, but it's reality for some people. Mm-hmm. And that's how some people get into the situations that they get in. And dare I say, we cannot control everything, because that becomes a cycle. That becomes a snowball, because once you get in it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes you can't see your way out. And sometimes you just have to go through that process, right? You have to go through that process. But once you go through, determine within your heart of hearts that you will not return to that place and be relentless and intentional in everything that you see. See, everybody's posting up, I've been there, I've done that, I've been through that process, and I get it and I understand it. All of us, we fall down, but we get back up again, right? So there are things that we can do, safety nets, safeguards, different ways of thinking, acting, behaviors that you can put in place that'll help you to get to your next. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There are simple things you can do, right? They're simple on the surface, but it's not always easy if you don't have that accountability partner, if you don't have that person that's going to be there, if you don't have that community that's going to stand around you, and when you fall and say, girl, get up, brush and dust your knees off and get back up again. See, you got to have that community too. See, there's a lot of things that happen out here in these financial streets, right, that many of us have to deal with. But just know that you can overcome those things. Just don't get frustrated. Don't get bogged down in that moment. It takes baby steps too to come out. It takes baby steps to come out. And I hear you. And that's why a lot of the ladies say to me, I'd love to invest, Lynn, but I can't afford it right now. And that's where we start this process. Changing your thinking, changing your behaviors, and changing those habits. Yes. Got that community. That's right. You do, guys. If you don't have the community, you have us. JoJo and I are here every morning at 7:15 a.m. providing hope, helping one person every day. But hope is not enough. You have to believe, right? You have to believe within your heart of hearts that you can do something different, that you can overcome, that you were meant to build, to be in this abundant life, that you were meant to have everything that God says that you can have. But you must believe that, and not only believing it, but then, because we can pray and pray and pray all day, but praying is the same thing. I read this somewhere. Praying is the same thing as sitting there and asking God to transport you down the road. I'm sitting here, my mailbox is out here at the end of the road. Me sitting here asking God to teleport me to the mailbox so I can get the mail, as opposed to me just walking out there and taking the steps that I know I need to take. So prayer without action is asking for him to teleport you somewhere that you know you can walk to and walk back and get it done. So we have to take the steps, right? Take the steps to do those things that we need to do to get to our next. My little birthday boy popped his head back in again, y'all. So don't forget, I'm going to be just blowing up your timelines today with the happy birthday for my little mini me. My birthday was on the 17th. His is on the 19th. Okay, you can get your little shine. Get your shine. Get your shine. Okay, now go. All right. Okay, buddy. Okay. So guys, so that is the reason that I share this information with you. And what I want to offer is inside of my 7-day course. It's a free 7-day course helping people to prepare to invest. It takes you through this process. How do you start thinking differently? What are some of those behaviors you can put in place that are now going to develop habits? It's the preparing to invest. So it's bit.ly/7-day prep investing. Let's see if I can pull it over here. Oh, it's backwards. bit.ly/7-day prep investing. It's a 7-day course to build a solid financial foundation so you can invest with confidence. Because failing to invest is one of the top mistakes women and business owners make. One of the top mistakes that we make, because our money should be working harder for us than we work for it. But we'll get out there and we'll work hard. We'll get out there and we'll work hard for those jobs. We'll work hard to do whatever other duties as assigned are given to us, right? In each of those different positions. But we won't tell our money to work for us. And it can work 24/7 if you know where to put it. So go to bit.ly/7-day prep investing, guys. Get enrolled. get started on this journey because you don't have to stay in that same situation. And if you're ready, you say, Lynn, I'm ready, girl. I already have my money together. I have $500. I have $5,000. I need to know where to put it. I need to know how to invest. Can you help me? Yes, I got you too. bit.ly/investing blueprint. Class starts on August 2nd. On Thursday, August 2nd, you'll be having classes for 3 weeks where we'll actually be going through content, and then we'll have our question and answer sessions as well. Okay, bit.ly/investing blueprint. And if you need to have an additional conversation with me so we can talk about this thing, that's good too. bit.ly/talk to Lynn. I got you. You need to get ready, build your foundation. We got that. Get in the course. It's easy, right? There's some simple things that you do. There's no secret to it, guys, but like Trevor says, there's a formula, and I have the formula for you to start investing with confidence. All right, guys, I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yes, I said it, America's #1. And I'm turning it over to my co-host on today.
All right, guys. Lynn, I posted your links for you. So, guys, if you want to sign up for Link with Lynn, all her information is there. You got to start somewhere. And
Yes.
this is one of the times where our topics actually go hand in hand, because one affects the other. Is today on this Thankful Thursday is I don't want you to let your shame be the reason why you don't start something. Because here's the thing. I know when I'm and there's so many stigmas and thought processes about certain things. I was ashamed when I had to tell people my husband beat me up. I was ashamed when I had to tell people, "Oh, JoJo, how did you get in that?" I was ashamed of that. Then I was ashamed because I was living paycheck to paycheck. And then I got caught up in the check writing places where you go and you get to, you write the check to the next payday. I was ashamed of that. And then eventually you have to think, I'm going to continuously let my shame stop me? Or am I going to stop and say, I refuse to do this anymore? So your shame can either catapult you to do something different, or it's going to stop you and allow you to continue to create the same habits. Because if you don't address what you're feeling and what you're thinking and the situation in your life, remember I told you, if you don't sit down and look at it, you will continue to repeat it. It's never going to change. And it's just going to get deeper and deeper and deeper until you look up one day and you're 50 and you're like, oh God, how did I get here? How did I get in this place? It's because you've allowed shame of your situation to continue to fester and to grow, and it has stopped you. In all actuality, it hasn't stopped you at all, my friend. It has allowed you to keep continuing in the cycle of your crazy. It has allowed you to keep going to that check writing place. You keep having that same stupid relationship. You keep getting the same job with the same problems and the same complaints with the same outcome and the same amount of money. Your shame will keep you in your circle. It will keep you in your box. It will keep you from growing. So you have to think if you're going to use that to change or you're going to use it to stay the same. Either way, and this is how I had to look at it. I had to be thankful for whatever it was I went through, because whatever I went through is setting me up for what I'm going to. So I was thankful. Nobody likes getting beat. Oh, absolutely not. But now I have new rules to me, so you can't come to me any kind of way. I absolutely hated going to the check writing place, but now I know I don't care how zero my account gets. I'm not going back over there. And when you start to allow your shame to say, okay, now that I know I'm not gonna, and once you are committed, once you are determined that that's not going to happen to you, I promise things start to change. And your mind, it's all in your mindset. Your mindset has got to change. On this journey, change equals challenge. And when your mind is in such a habit of telling you and keeping you shameful, because your brain will remember your brain loves habits, and it will remind you all the time when you start to do something different. JoJo, you remember the last time you tried to get a new man and you tried to do this and have new rules to you? You didn't have a man. You was by yourself. And when you start thinking like that, you'll find yourself settling for anybody and anything. That's when you got to hold fast to that thought. I don't care what happens. What's not fixing to happen is me going back to crazy. And that's how you got to talk to yourself. I'm serious. And I had to say that a lot of times. I don't care what happens. What I'm not fixing to do is go back that way. Because that I know. This way has got to be better. And it's all in the self-talk. It's all in what you say. It is all in your mindset. If you keep saying, and oh, well, and your brain will help you have a pity party. Your brain has a dual function, okay? It wants to keep you safe, and it also wants to give you whatever it is you want. But and because it wants to keep you safe, when you start to do something different, it will remind you, we know this process over here, JoJo. We know that you're not going to pay this bill on time. And we know that you're going to have to call and do this and this and this and this. So I'm going to go ahead and start the process of what we always do. And you'll find yourself doing the same thing. JoJo, you said you didn't like that boy, but you really wanted to go out to dinner, but you needed somebody to talk to. So I'm going to go ahead and start the process of you accepting all the downfalls so you can start that process all over again. Your brain will do that. And when you start to challenge your brain to do something different,
Right.
then my friend, is when you will start saying, oh, you want to do something different? At first, it's your brain. It's going to be like, wait a minute, I don't know this process. But if you keep at it, if you keep giving it more of new information, it will start to change and adjust, and your mindset will change. And then the outcomes that you seek will be there. Period. I know Lynn was talking about law of attraction. I think faith, law of attraction, and prayer are all the same. It is the same. I don't care what name you put on it. You're going to pray to Jesus. And because you believe in God, right? Because you know he is the great I am and he's never going to give you lack. You can see what God is going to give you. Is that not the same thing as law of attraction? I know what I want. I can see it. We praying to God for him to give it to us. In all actuality, when your brain, you tell your brain, I want this. I want this to happen. And we pray to God, Jesus, please let me live out of crazy. Please let me not stop living paycheck to paycheck. Your brain puts that in your mind. Oh, that's what you want. And then you start the actions of doing that. Same thing as prayer. You tell Jesus that's what you want. You see it and you start the actions of doing that. It all takes action. It takes mindset. Once you see it, you believe it, you can achieve it. You got to handle your business. But don't let your shame stop you from doing what you know you need to do. Don't let it stop you from helping anybody else. And here's a lot of times we know better and we're fresh out of crazy, or we've been out of crazy for a little bit, and you want to help somebody else. And here comes shame from your family and your friends. Who are you to be helping somebody when you 2 seconds out of crazy yourself? Please be careful of those gentle dream killers, because just because you were shamed before doesn't mean you can't help somebody. That's more of a reason for you to help somebody, because you know and you can empathize and sympathize of what they're going through. That's why Lynn and I are here every morning at 7:15 bright and early. It's because we've been there and we understand. I've had to live with shame, and sometimes people try to put it back on me, and I'd be like, oh, wait a minute, sister, I don't own that anymore. However, what I can tell you is because of that, now I can do this. So don't own it anymore. Once you decide that you're going to live past your shame and it's not going to stop you, don't allow people to make you own that anymore. No, if the good Lord threw it away and I threw it away, who are you to come pick it up and give it back to me? You keep it. How about that? Since you like it so much, you can have it. I don't want it. So guys, on this Thankful Thursday, be thankful for your journey, whatever your journey may be, whatever it may have been up until this point. Be thankful that you have made it. Thank God you have made it this far in crazy. Now's not the time to be calm. Where's my sticky? Strengthen your voice by speaking your truth. You come too far to be calm now. So, because you were loudmouth and you're crazy, right? You was loudmouth and you're crazy. Hey, is that not true? I was loud when I was broke. I was loud when I was living in crazy. Telling folk everything. So now, why would you want to be quiet when you're trying to live out of your shame? Go ahead, Lee. I thought you were gonna
No,
say something.
I'm like, well, wait a minute, what?
Hey, man. Ain't no need you being quiet now. If you got a big mouth, we might as well use it to talk ourselves right on into our next. Because sitting right here and sitting in the shame is not where it's at. And what better day to start than today? You got to start today. You have no lack. You have only abundance. That's one of my little stickies. We receive only blessings, and our mindset is yes. So, guys, on today, be thankful for whatever it is you survived it. And here's the thing with shame: the majority of the time, it is what we think other people are thinking about us that brings that on to us. Most folk ain't caring about us. First of
Not
all,
even thinking.
they got enough problem. Here I am worried about being divorced 2 times. When most folk been married 3, 4, 5, 10 times. Done had common law 50, 11 million times. And here I am over here stressed out being divorced. And when I realized folk don't care about me as much as I thought they did, I was like, oh, you don't care about my business? Oh, let me go. Pack your little pity party up and go about your business. But don't allow your shame to stop you today. Please allow it. Please allow it to be your building block, your brick foundation, your standing stone, whatever you want it to be. Please allow your shame to take you wherever it is that you want to go. Don't allow it to keep you where it is. And if somebody tries to remind you of the shame of your past, please hand it back to them and tell them they can have it. Since they want to remember it and bring it up, they can have it. You don't want it. Thank you and have a good day. And you can be
bye, Felicia.
Bye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. We don't want none of that over here.
Right.
Shame is not yours. Please, guys, do not allow your shame to stop you today. Allow it to help change you. Don't get stuck. Because when you stop and it's all about stopping and looking to see what is going on. And if you decide that you're not going to let your shame continue past this day and you are committed to that idea, I promise. Letitia, send me your address and I'll send you some quotes, honey. I got plenty. If I was to show y'all my computer, you'd wonder how I even see it for all my sticky notes. So, guys, don't allow your shame to be what you are. Don't allow it to define you today. Redefine yourself. We're building new rules to ourselves, and once you start building those rules, stick to them. Don't negotiate. Don't back down. It is an honor to be your friend. It is an honor to be in your life. It is an honor for somebody to call you wife, girlfriend, friend, auntie. It is an honor. And when you realize that and your mindset starts to match that, I promise it will change. Don't allow anybody to put that shame on you. On this Thankful Thursday, we're going to be thankful.
So what we'll do, JoJo, is pull these quotes together and set it up so they can just put their email in and automatically download the quotes.
Yeah.
So you don't have to ship those out to everyone who asked for them. So that's a great way to get those out to folks quickly.
Yeah, good idea. Thank you, Lynn. So guys, make sure today, we thank you for joining the Fearless Woman Show. Please make sure you share it. And for your friends and family that do not have Facebook, y'all know we all about that YouTube. We 123. I say 120, but I know we like 140 strong on YouTube. So go on over there.
Now, JoJo, that's a big difference. 120 and 140. That's a big difference.
Let me go look, since I got it up. Let me look on our channel how many we got.
Okay.
But guys, go over there and send these videos to people who need to see it. And it is by topic. I load them every morning. At the end of the show, they're loaded every single morning. So make sure you go over there and share it with somebody. If you know somebody that is living in crazy, and they need help to live past crazy, send them on over here to the Fearless Morning Show, where they can find a happy home and figure out how to live past crazy in their life and their finances. How do I get the total? All I know is I've been scrolling for a minute and we still ain't at the bottom. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm figuring it out, honey. Hold fast. I'm figuring that out. Lynn, tell them where they can find you so I can get the count.
All right, guys. Well, you can find me. All of my links are there. If you want to talk to me, bit.ly/talk to Lynn. But I'm also on Instagram and Twitter if you think that's an easier platform for you. As Demons Speak. That's Demons. No demons here. Demons Speak. DEMMONS. Yeah, we run into that problem all the time with our last name Demons. Even my baby, when he's gaming online, and the little kids are in the game. I'm sitting there watching him playing games, and the little kids, oh no, there's a demon in the game. And I'm like, that's their ignorance, because demon has one M, demons has two M's. So don't get it twisted. All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all she's saying. All right, we got 121 videos over there, not counting today. So I counted them. We have 121 videos. I'm doing math bright and early this morning. All right, guys, if you want to join us on this Be Fearless journey, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. That's the link right there. Lynn and I, we are really planning my zip lining and my roller coaster event. Lynn, we might have to make
skydiving.
Skydiving will not be on the list. Please understand how much it's not going to be on the list. It is not. But I am going to do the roller coaster in a little bitty zip line, like the one they did in Girls Trip, small zip line.
So I need somebody out there, whether you in Facebook land, YouTube land, wherever. Contact me. I need a skydiving partner, because it'll apparently my co-host is not going with me.
I gotta build myself up, Lynn. I gotta build it up. I just can't go all willy-nilly flop out a plane when I'm scared.
It's not like you going by yourself. The instructor goes with you.
Girl, I need him, Jesus, you, the baby.
He will be there.
I need everybody.
Why you tripping, JoJo? Why you tripping?
Look, Latricia, she with me. She was on board to that skydiving. Honey, I feel you. But for real, I'm gonna work my way up to that part. So we might have to make that a meetup, Lynn. We'll have to talk about that so y'all can come out and witness firsthand me getting on a roller coaster. Oh. He said I can't get on the kiddie roller coaster because I was all for the Scooby-Doo ride at Carowinds. I'm all for that. I can get on that one. And it still scared me a little bit, but at least I'll put my hands up and be like, wee.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot.
All right, guys, make sure that you sign up so you can come along this journey with me. I'm sure Lynn is going to be dragging me places that I don't know how she got invited on this part of it, but Charlene, come on, honey. You might as well, all y'all, we might as well do it as a group together and get it over with. And then we'll probably be like George Bush, 75, jump. And I should be Shane, that 75-year-old man, 80, jumping out the plane, and I can't even jump out the plane. I'll be Shane.
That's what I'm talking. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I'll be Shane, exactly. But I declare I'm not. I am not. All right, guys, please make sure you share the show today. Please share it with your friends, your family, your co-workers, anybody you know who needs this information. Mom, I'm taking you with me, Mama. You the first one up on there. Miss Stewardess, you shouldn't be afraid of flying. She about to, and she gonna do the zip lining with her. I'm bringing Mama with her. She about to do this too. It's gonna be a family affair. How about that?
Yes. You can do that.
So, Ma, you might as well get ready. All right, guys. Malachi, I hope you have a great birthday. Ask for really big things like a bicycle. I want a new bicycle, so if you get a new one, I can get your old one. So ask for a new bicycle. Ask for a whole lot of good stuff. So you can have your repertoire all set up. So, guys, I hope you have a great day. She said, let that be the very last thing on.
She said, let her live her best life first. Let her live her best life first.
Like you gonna die when you jump out the plane, Charlene? Charlene said she giving up the ghost as soon as she fall out the plane. Charlene, you got to do it. It's the last thing
on your bucket list. All right.
Yeah, well, you got to do it. Maybe we'll post that video of Will Smith talking about jumping out the plane. so that y'all guys can
Right.
see that. All right, guys,
Yeah.
I hope you have an amazing Thursday. We will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning at 7:15. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to sign up to talk to Lynn, and make sure you sign up for the Be Fearless Journey so you can come along with me as I start this process. She wants to live. She gonna live her best life after she jump out that. Look at me encouraging somebody else, and I ain't even in there.
Not exactly. The pot calling the kettle black.
Honey, we all gonna do it together and hold hands and just jump out the plane. We'll probably pass out and come to and be all right. It'll be all
See,
right.
I'm not holding anybody's hand now.
Lynn, you better hold my hand. We jumping out of the plane. You about to hold my hand. I'm gonna be. I know I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna be a hot mess. Please understand.
Oh,
I will be a
goodness.
hot mess. All right, guys.
Okay.
Y'all have a good day. Malachi, have a great birthday. Y'all make sure y'all go over to Lynn's page and share. Give him some love for his birthday. We hope you have an amazing day, and we'll see you bright and early in the morning. Have a good one.
Sign it off.